Welcome to Yuno and Kenzo Koga.
Where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Subscribe now and awaken with us.
So, have you ever found yourself just stuck in a mood? You know, that feeling.
Also, absolutely, like wading through mud.
Exactly. And you wish you could just shift things, change your reality, but without all the pushing and the forcing.
Yeah, trying harder often feels like it makes it worse somehow.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into a really unique perspective on exactly that. Comes from the Abraham-Hicks material.
And what's so interesting there, I think, is the core idea isn't action first. Not at all.
Right.
It's all about getting into alignment first. You know, matching your internal energy, your vibration, and then apparently everything else kind of follows.
Okay, that really flips the usual script, doesn't it? So for this deep dive, we've gone through the sources and pulled out what we think are the most powerful bits. We're going to focus on two big concepts that seem really linked: telling a new story and something they call the Rampage of Appreciation.
Both really practical, potentially.
Yeah. And our goal here is basically to unpack these.
Yeah.
Understand what they are, how they're supposed to work, and maybe most importantly, why they actually matter for, your everyday life. Think of this as a bit of a shortcut to getting your head around this whole approach.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Let's lay down the foundation. The sources state it pretty bluntly. Everything that you are living is in response to the story that they are telling.
Wow. That's quite a statement.
It is, right.
Yeah.
That everything out there is just an echo of what's in here.
It's a huge claim, but it's central. And when they say story, it's not just like the words you speak.
Okay. What else is it then?
It's your whole way of thinking, your underlying feelings, your general mood, your attitudes about everything. It all combines.
Ah, I see.
Essentially, the idea is you are your point of attraction. Your dominant inner state is broadcasting the signal constantly.
So if you want different results.
You have to change the broadcast.
Yeah.
You have to begin telling a new story. But, and this is really key, it can't just be empty words. The story has to be one that actually shifts your emotion as you tell it. That's the litmus test. Does it feel different? Does it feel better?
And what about other people?
Yeah.
Getting them to change or react differently.
That's the other crucial part. The instruction is to leave getting response from others out of the equation completely.
Really?
Yeah. You're told to look only for the response you get from your alignment with who you are. It's totally internal, like adjusting your own frequency, nobody else's.
Okay, that internal focus leads to another really fascinating idea in these sources. This concept of the source within you.
The inner being, sometimes called.
Yeah, and the story it tells. It's almost like there's this core part of us that's already got it all figured out.
That's exactly the picture they paint. This source within its perspective is described as incredibly positive, expansive.
Like what?
Well, its story is basically, you are worthy beyond description. Always. That all is well for you inherently, and that abundance is pervasive and is flowing to you constantly.
Okay, wow. So it's a very different narrative than what most of us walk around with day to day.
Completely different. And they say that outrageous abundance has been summoned by you, by your desires, and held by the source within you.
Held, like it's waiting somewhere.
Yes. They actually call it a vibrational escrow of enormous financial abundance. But it applies to well-being, relationships, everything. Think of it like a cosmic holding account.
A vibrational escrow. I like that image.
All your desires, your intentions, they're already gathered there vibrationally. The only reason we don't experience it is because of the clash in the stories.
Meaning our current story.
Right, our story of maybe things aren't going well, or I'm struggling, or where's my stuff. That story clashes with the source's story of worthiness and abundance. And that clash is felt as negative emotion. It's the resistance.
So the negative emotion is just the gap between those two stories.
That's the idea. It's the only thing supposedly keeping you from accessing what's already lined up for you in that escrow.
Okay, so if our reality right now is, like they say, post-manifestation evidence of the old story.
Yeah, evidence of where our vibration has been.
Then the million-dollar question is, how do you actually consciously start telling the story the way you want it to be? What does that look like day to day?
Right, the practical application. It's about deliberately choosing thoughts and feelings that align with that source perspective.
Can you give some examples?
Sure. The sources offer things like, instead of focusing on lack, you gently pivot towards feeling, I am abundant in nature and well-being is always coming to me.
Okay.
Or if you feel misunderstood, you might practice the feeling of, I am often understood by the people that I'm interacting with. Even something general like, I'm loving this life that I'm living and it's fun to expand and grow.
So it's about finding thoughts that genuinely feel a bit better.
Exactly. And even reframing challenges, like appreciating the contrast of my environment, because it helps me to continue to identify new things that I want.
That's a big shift. Seeing problems as preference clarifiers.
It is. It takes the sting out. The whole emphasis is on that felt shift inside. Can you feel the difference? Can you lean in the direction of what I want?
And the promise is that if you practice this,
Your life just gets better and better. You start to realize the reason that you came forth into this physical experience.
yeah,
You become a vibrational match to who you really are and to what's in that escrow.
and when you match it.
Then it has to manifest. You cannot become a vibrational match without everything that matches that actualizing around you. It's like law. Abundance must seek its level with you, just like water flows downstream.
I like that water analogy, changing the inner landscape so the river flows differently.
Precisely. So you're moving from, say, an old story of, I have to work so hard for what comes to me.
Which is a common one.
Very common. You move towards deliberately cultivating the feeling that things are coming easier and easier. You start telling yourself, I'm beginning to understand how the universe flows. I'm becoming more of a mental being, meaning less tossed around by circumstances. I'm lining up more.
What about those really strong negative emotions? Do you just ignore them?
No, actually, they're reframed too. Strong negative emotion is seen as a good thing because that means something's out of sync with what I'm wanting.
Like an alarm bell.
Exactly, a helpful signal. Your inner guidance saying, turn this way. This leads to things like prep paving, mentally preparing for events to go well.
Right, setting the expectation.
And generally cultivating thoughts like, people like me, good ideas flow to me constantly, I always have a good time. Fostering this sense of ease, cooperation, vitality, feeling so vital and alive, appreciating the diversity around you, seeing people as a wonderful team.
It sounds like a very deliberate, ongoing practice of choosing where you put your focus.
It really is. Which brings us neatly to that other tool you mentioned.
The Rampage of Appreciation. It sounds intense. What is it exactly? How do you do it, especially if you're feeling really down?
All right, the name sounds maybe a bit dramatic, but the concept is straightforward. It's defined as a stream of high-frequency thoughts.
High frequency meaning.
Yeah.
Positive. Good feeling.
Yes, exactly. Thoughts that feel good. You can speak them out loud, whisper them, or just feel them silently. The point is to help you move up the emotional scale.
Okay, move up from feeling bad to feeling better.
But, and this is important, it's not about pretending. It's not about saying, I'm happy when you feel awful.
So what is it then?
It's about deliberately choosing better feeling thoughts, one after another, until your energy shifts. You find something, anything that feels even slightly good, and you focus on it, then find another, then another.
And why does that work? What's the mechanism?
It goes back to the core premise. Your vibration creates your reality. This is the law of attraction in action.
Right. What you broadcast, you attract.
Precisely. So a rampage is a way to consciously tune your inner frequency like adjusting a radio to a better channel. You essentially stop reacting to whatever is making you feel bad, and you deliberately start broadcasting a better frequency.
Okay, so how do you actually do it? If you're feeling low, where do you even start?
You start with something simple that feels good. Really simple. It could be, I appreciate this comfortable chair, or I like the color of this wall, or like the example, I love the smell of coffee in the morning.
So, tidy things.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be huge.
Absolutely not. Find one small thing that feels genuinely okay or slightly pleasant. Then keep going. Find another and another. Let the momentum build. They call it emotional surfing.
Emotional surfing, I like that.
Yeah, you catch a tiny wave of good feeling and you ride it. Then you look for the next slightly bigger wave. It's about building that positive momentum thought by thought.
That feels doable. It connects to ideas
Welcome
like
to Yuno and
mindfulness,
Kenzo
maybe,
Koga.
Where
but it feels
ancient
more
wisdom
active.
meets modern
It does.
life.
You know, where some traditions might
Subscribe
say,
now
don't
and
believe your
awaken
thoughts.
yours.
This approach says, okay, maybe don't believe the bad ones, but deliberately choose better ones.
Ah, interesting distinction.
Yeah, so a rampage is described as being like a modern mantra, a chant of appreciation, a deliberate flow of focus. It's active, mindfulness in motion. It's presence, yes, but filled with light.
And this all ties back into that strong theme of personal responsibility we see in the sources, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It underpins everything. The idea is everybody gets exactly what they are offering vibrationally, period.
So no blaming others, no blaming circumstances.
According to this perspective, no. I don't have to hold anybody else responsible for the way my life's unfolding because I am the center of my universe. It's all flowing to my vibrational offering. The law of attraction is utterly consistent and will never bring me anything that's not a vibrational match.
That's a very empowering, but also maybe challenging stance for some people. It suggests everything is down to us.
It is a strong stance. The sources say things like, everything that I get is because of something that I've been saying chronically, meaning thinking or feeling consistently. And I am responsible for my experience. I get the complete credit for everything that's happening to me.
Wow. Complete credit, good and bad.
That's the implication. But the empowering part is the now. Because it doesn't matter what's going on right now. You always have the power to change your story, your vibration, in this moment.
So the past doesn't have to dictate the future.
Not at all. You can keep telling a new story, and the cooperative universe will keep matching my better and better story. Your current reality is just that post-manifestation evidence of how I'm doing vibrationally, feedback. You use the feedback to tell a better story now.
It's continuous loop then. Tell story, get feedback, adjust story.
Exactly. A dynamic, ongoing creative process.
What a fascinating deep dive today. Really looking at the power we might have to shape our experience by consciously choosing our internal story, our vibration, using tools like that Rampage of Appreciation. It really shifts the focus from outer action to inner alignment first.
It certainly does, and it leaves you with a potent question to ponder, doesn't it?
Which is,
if your current reality is simply post-manifestation evidence of your past story, your past vibration, what evidence are you actively setting up for your future right now with the story you're telling yourself today?
That is definitely something to think about. What evidence are you creating now? Thanks for exploring that with us.
My pleasure.
And for you listening, maybe give one of these ideas a small try. Remember, the suggestion is you can feel better, maybe even right now.